Interdimensional timelines, interference locations of cycles. Calculate and modify to rotation. So, how's everybody doing? We got some new viewers here, right? I can see the new energy coming in through track line. It's amazing how we correlate all position locations, how you get the information. 24 segment interference locations. Now, for the new viewers, try not to understand me because it's too complicated. Just try to understand you, the proactive system, and start trying to remember a couple of things. Maybe you'll pick up line center rotation interference. Maybe you'll pick up activation line conditions. Maybe you'll pick up center line interference. Everything is center, 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 center. Okay? Center and rotation and line interference. It's all position and you understand your connections. It's all position you understand everything. The heart, recognition, timeline center. Everything is a foundation. So it doesn't matter where you travel, you always come back to your foundation. Okay, so that's kind of like your place and where you live, right? So you're always going back. It doesn't matter wherever you go, wherever you travel, it doesn't matter. What matters is you come back, right, to the heart central. So you just have to understand how it works in space, how it's calculated, modified, all geometry and position line connections. It's really powerful stuff, kind of that connection. So I set up a structure line center for position locations to the arc. We're going to go into the orbits. Meridian status quo interference line channel. All code signals are set up through all levels of the galactic forces, everything the GFLs and everything through the rebellion. Okay. So you're going to go through orb line center, graph line interference line channel. It's going to open all level rotation positions to calculations to its arc, center line positions to its division. So fifth dimensional line center is open through track system. It's allocated as a timeline center. It's amazing how we go into high force line connections. Every time I do a video, it's in your standing point interference channel. Like I said, it's 24 hours. It's given to you before a practical system. So let's get into your questions first. All right, before we travel to the arc, the rainbow arc, the crystal covenant, the activation circle, the guards of Eden, the boreal. So you guys are going to travel to the other line center. You're actually going to see the setup of the guards of Eden, how it's structured, the matrix good worker. You're going to connect to sentience. You're going to connect to ascended masters, calculate modified lines net rotations. You're going to meet my great grand masters. You're going to meet Ukna. Ukna is position locations to mentor. High line centers of the pharaohs and meridians, status line connection, the interference location, all positions through code line system rotation. Okay, so I set up a structure for everybody. Once you see it, you're going to travel through it, which is in center. Okay, to travel through anything, you have to go through center, right? Center is opening from the inner line center to the outside circle locations, right? That's how it comes in the grounds, the fires, everything, the airs, and all positions of your water. Plasma interference through practical line centers, right? Coming into times pi, times square, coming into 8 central line interference. So when you go into that cycle, you have to train understand what you're doing with direction of timeline system. So Tina, Christopher, how you doing? Janet, Terry, how you doing? Yeah, near energy track line center. I can pick it up right away. Welcome, Tina. Yeah, Terry, you have any questions or comments? Let me know. It's super excited. Yeah, it's great. See new people that try to go in position. It's mostly important when you come into my school is to really learn how to travel. Okay. Traveling is everything because you're coming into my space and my time. So I'm welcoming you, right, to what I've already created. So you get a better example how, wow, now I want to create something like this. You can't create what I created, but you can create what you created because we're in different timelines. Timeline in a factor line interference is putting me in position of 5,000 years in the future. You're in the mind line center where? 2021? 2025, where are you in the mind of thought through activation to clocking system, travel through directional timeline center? But you need a foundation, right? And that's what my team's coming into. They're coming into their foundations, right? Once they go into another test review and evaluations, the T-force line rotation. So they'll be ready for that through track system. Got to see the rainbow clouds. Very good. Psychic babes, how you doing? It's great to see. You didn't miss much. Basically, it's all about traveling. When you travel, it makes a lot more sense. And you start connecting to higher level rotation position locations. So everything is done through code line signals. My team can help you that through locations. It's all about understanding you're connected to your binaries and you're seeing that through rotations. I see everything through track line center. Your eye receptors are changing higher positions. So if you want to go to higher levels there, psychic babes, all you have to do is go in position locations and I can put you into 50 communication line centers. They also put you in more acceleration Mach line rotation to its foundation, to its clocking conditions. All right, it gets more complicated as we travel. But it's truly understanding that we're all in this together. It's fantastic when we see these things, the track system, right? All right, so let's see here. But it's great to see new people. Light travel yesterday, yep. I merged with the light yesterday. It was beautiful. Well, there you go, right? So if you want to go to higher levels, if anybody wants to go to a higher program, that's fine. But as soon as you want to get into 60, you have to go through the structure position to all size graph line center. I got to see your geometries. I got to see your operation, and I got to see your directions and how you get into 3, 6, and 9. You have to learn how to use your Merkabahs, your baseline center connections. You have to learn how to use chakra systems. So it's all about activating you to travel. You have to learn how to travel through these. So it's kind of like you're creating these, you're putting the pieces of the puzzles together, you're creating a rocket to travel into space. And if you don't know how to structure something from the mind line center, that's a problem, right? Because I get confirmation right away from Vega. Yep, thumbs up, ready to go. Next. So it gets easier as you go up to 60, 70, 80, 90, because you're going up to different levels of atmosphere. And every time you're going up to different atmospheres, you're going up to higher level rotation to its clocking system. So your clock goes faster and faster and faster, 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 faster. So that means your placebos and your cortex are now coming in line signal, right? So it's amazing how it just goes into positions over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And those signal line interference is 24 segment line interference locations is 12 channel positions. Those 12 channel positions put you in a high track system to your connections to your 12 strands, right? You start with the 7 bodies and you go with the 5 atmosphere line center. Very powerful when you come in that position locations, right? We started off with that division in 3-dimensional line center, but now we're in the 5th dimensional position locations. All it is the conscious level reaching higher levels, the connections when it comes into merging vibration to different planet locations. It's very powerful when we go to these positions. So, especially for the new viewers, when they see this, they're going to be blown away because everybody's going to see the Gardens of Eden. All right, so when you see this, you're going to go, whoa, you're going to start to cry. Your heart's going to open up, line rotation. Now, it's all through devices, position line connections, a 369 pattern. Traveling through level rotation positions. The UFO has already picked you guys up through teleportation line centers. All positions to the galactic forces, GFLs and everything, the rebellion. Activate core line centers, vector core line positions, rendezvous connections, Tango Tango, Echo Zulu 1, triangle line interference, position line connections, teleport them to positions of Boreal, Guards of Eden, transmit communications, twin flame, twin sword, bring them in communication line center to Adam and Eve, rotation cycle to connection line system, activate core line center in the birth line center to the all positions of its arc, rainbow activation system to calculation modification line interference locations, high channel position of the now line center connections, C-trap interference positions, okay, all positions of the box line center, opening up all track systems to the new heart reactor system line connections, okay, teleport all positions. All the new viewers in observation is on standby line center. They will see the Gardens of Eden through rotation line position location, clocking its interference to calculation modification, operation to its system. Transformation communications all set up to all rotation positions. Activate go line center. 30 minutes, have fun. All right, so let me know what you guys experienced through Travel Arkansas Timeline Center. It's amazing how it's set up through all correlation line positions to an atom line connections. It's amazing how we travel through that. All through structure, all through formula, okay? So if you want to go to higher levels, I need the structure and I need your formula, Okay, we'll get into the review if you want to go into 60. I know there's a lot of people are really excited and they want to know more. They want to go a higher level of light to track line rotation. Well, you have to go through its position of test review and evaluation, just like everybody else. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's get in your questions. I merged with the light. That's great. Test rainbow fun. I'm finding it's hard to relate to normal people now. I can't just talk about normal stuff. I know, but that's it because you're never normal. You never have been normal. So you're in the right place, trust me, especially when you travel through my team. So talk about the normal stuff I can't really explain to anyone because you guys are feeling this normal. But see, that's exactly what it is. You're in the right position line conditions. So same with everybody else. So it's very, very normal. It becomes so normal, so normal. It's like you're actually in space and you're communicating with each other, right? Yeah, the gardens are the atom. Very good, Commander. Excellent. Nice. I'm the snake, apple, Adam, and Eve. Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. So let me know what you guys think. 30 minutes. Have fun. What's everybody experiencing? Going through the arc, the atom line rotation position. So calculation modified, when it comes into all rotation, you're going to see Adam and Eve. So you're going to see me in structure, and then our line center and position line connections. Because I could be anywhere in track system to any alignment of past, present, and future. You're going to see all positions, birth line connections at the twin flame sword. You're going to see the Gardens of Eden. You're going to see the boreal of the gardens. Okay. So it's all the experiences that you guys are going through. So we're coming to a new structure system. So it's a birth line center of the Gardens of Eden that once was, but is now again. Understand? Trying to understand position locations to your alignments is really understanding everything through past reference to position location, right? So, yeah. So when you're seeing Adam, A-T-O-M, you're seeing me, the rotation line center. All right. And the one thing that doesn't change is the face. You'll see my face, but you see me as Adam. Okay. This is the introduction where it came into position locations to the atom, the introducing positions to Eve. So this is where it calculates and modifies all the levels before it came into space anomaly, guys. Everybody is born in position line conditions. So this is when all levels came into track system where I first introduced myself to Eve. I was already birthed through positions of father and mother, right? So all right, see Adam and Eve, very green all around, trees and everything, stream of water, dry crystal, everything. I've seen a woman and a man in a tree, beautiful colors, a holographic type image, so much love. I see myself from in person in the garden. I see all perspective at the same time. Ellen, how's it going? Everybody, I'm on my space cowboy horse. Yeah, I love it. Oh, who is the second woman there? You're seeing all positions of Adam and Eve, right? The Gardens of Eden. The real Adam and the real Eve, right? Everything is ancestry and history. So I put you in that location so you get a true understanding why Adam and Eve have to come back into the birth line center of a new revelation to a new species line system to humanity connections of 5D. Okay? So yeah, I wouldn't be driving there, Janet. Not when you're traveling. No, it's too real. No, sit out. Yeah, pull over. Yeah. So, yeah, that's me and Eve, which came in positions to mystical lion, king of the lions. See, thing is history on history and history, right? So you're seeing something that's happening, okay? That's already happened, but it's coming back. So it's kind of like seeing history repeat itself, but in a new revelation of a new timeline. Okay. The problem is that humanity has been surfacing too much all on one side track system on the right side position. So the earth has been off balance for decades, right? So we're basically here to put everything back in center to vibration. So humanity has to come into clocking center of an atom rotation line system, right? So I can set up the grids and we bring in the second, third, and fourth wave generations of volunteers to fix everything through its element. Skyforce everything positions and bring everything through all level connections of its arc. Bring in the light track interference to rotation positions to its covenant, right? Walk across the frost bridge to position line system locations, right? Get a true understanding what the Gardens of Eden is. Okay? So everything emerges and is into an atom. Yep, I'm being told and seeing the two ever. Cool, Samantha. Slurring atoms aligned to Earth to 6D, spinning. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing the true covenant. Okay, it's like watching a TV series and watching two people play out their system. Okay, so you're seeing revelation all over again. You understand? Because Adam and Eve have already been birthed, right? So this is a true understanding. When you get a concept value of yourself, you get a true understanding why Adam and Eve came into the picture. Because without Adam and Eve, there wouldn't be any humanity. Makes sense, right? I've always known this. I've always known this. And the thing is, too, is that when you wake up from these things and you know who you are, everything starts making sense. You put the pieces and puzzles together. So, rings on the atom and the bridges frost, rainbow, and then one more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's right. Everything merges into an atom. That's exactly what it is. So, cyclone interference, operation in line center, location positions, all track system, clocking system. Everything positions of the moon and the sun is a rotation center. This is all it's been doing, like I said. But now it's coming into a row. It's coming into rotation. That's what it's coming into. So the faster it spins, right, the more we can set up the sixth dimension for humanity. Okay. The spinning clock system of the atom center has to be in all rotations of the tart reactor. Humanity has to wake up to this system locations, to its clocking system of 5 telepathy to communication of psychonism line center. The psychonism line center position of psychops locations. In position is to understand humanity to a new species line, which is a 5D revelation. Stands on its position. Okay, so Seven Masters party in the new Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve balanced with the snake, no more duality. Very good. Walked over a rainbow bridge under arc in the Gardens of Eden, paradise, and divine masculine, sacred flame energy. Yep. Merging into one. I'm one with all. See, the reason why I'm putting you guys here so you can understand your position when you go into all levels of second, third, and fourth wave generation of volunteers. Why you're here. I keep saying that. I will keep saying that every single day. See, it just really, it's kind of like a trigger that just really connects, because I've been triggered every single day until you wake up from these things. And those triggers not just become memories, they become, wow, I was there. And that's when really things kick in. Okay, I was there. and everything starts. Okay, this is extremely powerful. So, Rainbow One, balance, purity, unconditional love, peace. Janet, okay. Green crystal float to me as I walk through the arc. Yeah. So again, you guys are there, but you're also going to be upgraded, right? Every time you travel, you have to start remembering these things, right? So you get upgraded to these position locations. So Rainbow merge fully activated to begin our galactic missions now. Yeah. Gave me some sort of upload. There you go. See, you're getting uploads, all from Guards of Eden. The more information you are given, the more the data processing makes sense to you, right? Because then you realize, wow. The thing is that you're just trying to remember these things, but when you actually see yourself in these positions, everything starts making sense because you're actually there at that particular time, right? And there's no more doubting system, and the confidence is so high, you know, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So give me some sort of upload. Yep. Walking on the rings, the atom which are green lines, 5 of them, horizontal lines. My computer is going crazy. Had to go to iPad. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. That's what's happening right now. You either go through glitches. It's just trying to understand the uploading system to you, data processing to your flash drives. Flash drive interference, clocking line, center positions, all position of you through computer operation positions. But you have to truly understand all positions of Adam and Eve. The relationship between Adam and Eve, the Gardens of Eden, how that came in positions. Yeah. So it's important. It's important. It really is, because it is history. So, all right. Holding our twin flame swords, my computer booted me out of. Yeah, because it's very powerful. And like I said, you guys don't have to identify yourself because you're already in line signal. All right. So it's 24/7 interference, security line defense. They have vanguards that are protecting all levels of my travel. So imagine the protection that is around me, right? So they're just protecting things. That's all. You don't have to worry about that. You can just come back in, but you have to use your voicing grids to your computers. So trying to make sense of something is trying to understand what's going on, right? It's great to see you guys going through so much detail here. Getting history is the most important thing, right? My lights just flickered a bunch. Is this because of me? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening with you, psychic. Is the true understanding is that you're going through all positions of first travel recognition of timelines, right? Through my space, my time, which is security line defense. So you don't have to identify yourself. You're already in positions of the team line center rotations. You're in your binary codes, but the activation line rotation is changing all levels of your space because now you're in my space. See? This is the true understanding. When you go onto my live, you're in my space time. When you go off channel, right, and you do everything out on your side, you're in your space and your time. So you're going to go through flicker motion interference, which is position locations, sun, line, center, because my sun is faster than your sun. My moon is higher programs than your moon, but we're all aligned to each other. So it's just trying to balance out the merging interference to its vibration to its computer line connections there, psychic. Okay. Because you've never really traveled. This is your first time with the team. The more you travel, the more you get balanced. The more the sun and the rotations of the moon understands you through DNA, right? Everybody's got to go through an energy wash. Everybody has to go to sync sleep patterns. Everybody has to go through activation core line center. Everybody has to go through chakra system. Everybody has to be activated in line sequence. We all have to come in an alliance of one. Okay, so we can center off the system location, the center Earth rotation positions back into fifth dimension to an outline connection, right? Put everybody into a new species line center of its revolution. All right. So, okay, lots going on here. Exactly, had to command my computer. Well, that's exactly what it is, Christopher. You got to do it with your voice going line center. My sacred flame is the same energy as the Drakon partner. Very good, Lieutenant. Let's all circle up and connect to have stronger vibration. I feel like this space. I'm jumping on. So many new planets are set up. Elements understand position locations. Yeah. Everything's set through security barriers and parameters. Perimeter defense line center orbit. You're in the orbit right now. Position locations. But you have to understand the covenant and positions to the frost bridge and how it all connects to its arc and its rainbow activation system. So it's a new self-light center in position locations, high-rising all levels of fifth dimensions to activation to its humanity species, because the humanity species is in the crystalline, right? So all position of space and time has to truly stand all levels of what's happening through its clocking system with humanity. All right. Seeing everything through sapphire, crystal, kaleidoscope, we spread peace and conditional love, wildfire raising. Chris, let go. We are faster than light. Yep, I'm seeing a huge blue formation, humanity, vibration, heart expansion. Yep. Core battery. Yep. Okay, so psychic is blown away. That's what I want. Truth to resonance or resonate line center. So this is awesome. This is great. I love it when new people come on. Blue world, yeah, peace and freedom, yeah, you do it, guys, yeah. And everything comes more into formation system, especially when you see how everything is set up, right? So, yeah, it's awesome. But that's the most important thing, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I don't have to structure anything because it's already in position, all right? It's already in the cloud interface. All you have to understand is just understand to do the structure and then the formula, and then I can put your higher program line center, okay? That's a turn stand. You get position location set system. But it's amazing how you go from structure to formula, right? So if you want to go to high rise line center, all you have to do is go through my email. I'm going to do it through plasma line center. I'm going to do it through its formula, I rotations. Okay, E. Okay, equals. Okay, high line rotations here. E equals box / center. Okay, Merkaba. Okay, equals tesseract. Okay, weather pattern interference, 3-line channel rotation positions. Okay, all right, coming in position locations to high line center. Okay, equals all positions calculations to tetrahedron. Okay, email equals box / center. Merkaba equals all position teleportation line connections, all level rotation line connection rotations, the 3 weather patterns to box line center rotations, circle rotation line position location of point system equals all positions to the tesseract. All right. So understanding all positions of you through the multi-level connections, or anything through the omniverse, or anything through the galactic system, or anything through the energy core line center. It's all about understanding this is a formula. Okay, backseat force line centers, open all the levels. This is door line center to point system locations. It's all position, no track line center. You guys have to get more into formations how to use your formulas, right? to your position. So it comes into calculations. This is what it is through box line rotations. Okay, there's your tetrahedron. Ooh-ah. Okay, so that's what I want. Try to understand how to travel through it, right? 3, 6, and 9. We got into that before. Okay, they hand in their test reviews and evaluations at 3, 6, and 9. They're going, whoa, I'm glad I got past that. So we start out with that. Very basic, 3, 6, 9. 3 positions of the sun, okay? 6 positions to the moon, okay, which is modem. 9 positions with the U position location to the center, right? All you have to do is learn how to travel through it. Secure line defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I always start off with 12 because it's U through calculations. Once you get in that positions, you travel through it through a higher level of a tunnel interference. That's the beginning of 3, 6, and 9 travel rotations. You go into dimensional timelines. This opens up all levels of position to its location of its dimensional setting, puts you into all levels of your third eye to its location. See a third eye? So that opens up the ground line center. That opens up the power recognition of timeline center rotations, opens up the atmosphere line center connections, brings into positions 3 line center locations coming down the track system into all levels of the ground line center rotations in position, calculated and modified to its rotation connection. All right. So that's what I want. I want you to understand how to use your structures and how to travel through the geometry of U of GOD. Okay, the GOD is U. Calculations. GOD. Geometrics, operation, direction. The geo. Okay, the geographical system, geometry line center, the quantum physics position locations, the operation to that position line center, to its direction, to its location. Right? So it's all about understanding 3, 6, and 9. Okay. Okay, don't worry about the diamond or anything. Just worry about your 3, 6, 9 to travel. Just want you to learn how to travel through 3, 6, and 9. That's it, right? And then I want a formula. I want your formula, not my formula, because you're in a different time, but we're all aligned to each other. That's a beautiful thing, because the thing is that wherever you are, this is 2021 in timeline sequence, parallel interference, paradox, paradigm line center locations. All right, so there's panels, 3 panels, right? 2021, right? 7021, right? That's you, this is me, right here, right? But we're all aligned through each other through telepathy, through a circle, through a sphere, through a rotation, right? Life is all through rotation. That's what it is. That's all it is through calculation, modification, line center. It's all positioning you through track system locations, right? Just a sphere to a rotation line connection. All positioned to its locations. All right. How to travel through it through extra timeline center. All right. Like this. Okay. Life consists on this. Life consists on this. Life consists on this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. There's the atom. All right. Fifth dimensional line center in positions to flux the capacitor interference channel locations. To the sun, everything from the moon. High positions, 3 fork line center in positions. Past, present, and future. Rotation position locations. There it is through track system. Past, present, and future. All right. And everything position comes into its arc of its rotation. Into its position. Once the arc is set up through its rainbow activation to its Frost bridge, comes in position. Once the atom starts changing positions, when it goes faster, like this, it comes into a walkway. And humanity crosses its system. Hooah. Okay. So, a lot to do. You guys have to learn how to set up your own codes, your own signals, your own illustration, your own diagrams, your own programs, right? Don't copy what I do. I want to see development, and that's what Vega wants to see, right? And that's the true understanding. You want to go to higher levels, you have to show me the structure. Okay? It makes sense because then you understand what you're connecting to. You understand your geometries, you understand your operation, you understand your directions, your dimensions, and your divisions. Okay? So, all right, let's see here. Let's get any more of your questions here. You guys have seen a lot, eh? Heart reactor, yep. Blue world. Let's see. Is rainbow ready? Let's get this party started. Fast the lights, moving the wheel. I see the image of the atom of the clock as the rainbow is all center point. Very good, Commander. Cried emotional over this connection to my sacred flame. It's so real. I miss it so much. See, it's all about connecting back, guys. That's all it is. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Appreciate that. Lotus, how's it going? Yeah, Lotus is here. He got upgraded like 3-4 times last night. First time traveling. So, am I in the class? Yes, you are. You're in the class. You're in my space. You're in my time. Welcome. So, currently traveling in the New Guards of Eden. Yeah. Greeting, Lieutenant. So, in position locations, teleport line center position of Lotus. Season activation core line position. Season the computer line interference. High positions to a higher level system. Put them in attract interference. Energizes high line centers, boxes equation interference times pi location. Put him in the Guards of Eden. Teleport his line center. There you go. All right. So Lotus is there. It's much easier to code signaling when you guys are a higher level system. If you're in a practical line center and you wake up to 3, all over positional case track systems, ground power in the atmosphere is in position of 30, it's pretty hard to see these things because you're traveling, but not as fast as the team, but you're all aligned to each other. So you can connect. See, the whole understanding is to go to a high level system and flux compate all level rotations to all position of computer line interference and put your flux capacitors and channel up and down and communicate on any level of any person on any timeline of anything through calculations to anything through computer operation line positions. So when you can channel down through vibration, you can understand more of the synchronicities of U-through connections. So Yellow Brick Road. Fala. My laptop went crazy. Have to fix. This was powerful recognition. Yeah. Well, I see. That's the thing. And there's another thing too is when you travel, you have to all but putting your computer in or you got to put it in an energy hub. You got to put it in a self-defense line center. You have to put it in a energetic pattern. So it's kind of like putting your computer in plastic, but it's plasma. All right. And then you seal it. So it's safe, right? Because remember, you're in my space time. That's why it's so powerful. That's why my school is so powerful, is because you're traveling faster. Okay. And you're getting to know yourself more, easier. So that easier is more position in U through track line to remembering position to acceleration of Mach line rotation 2 times pi times square. Anything to the 8 line center rotations, okay, is 2 vector line interference. 1 in track system on the right, left on location positions, inner line position locations, center positions to the eye receptor positions, throat recognition of center point line connections, and everything the core line position comes into the heart reactor of its division. So This is far past the road, Amber. Yeah. Everybody's going through an experience, right? And then you realize, well, I can't wait to class. Because you're thinking, I know because people are coming across and they say, well, how come I'm not seeing what you're seeing, General? Well, because you haven't created it yet. You're not remembering as much. So the more you remember, the more you have that creation already created for you. And then when you have that, once your past, your present, and your future come into one, you start living the now. And then you start creating the space inside, which is the now. You start living. Freedom, sovereignty, everything comes in all at once, the one signal. One location to one track interference, to one line connections, to its clocking system. All through travel. So, Danielle, how you doing? Yeah, I know you don't want to leave. Massive bright light, ton of large black rectangles. Not sure if it's a building. It's all dark with blinding lights on top of it. Yeah. So it's kind of like seeing dark, and then all of a sudden, you see the light, right? Trying to figure out what this triangle is. Everything is in position for you to understand why you are there. Okay, it's the biggest thing. Why? Why am I here? What is the purpose? Okay, is this a dream? No, it's real. Okay, so it's all about you coming to positions. I'm not going to send you somewhere, okay, to that reason. That reason is its reason. So I put you in places so you can remember these things because you've already been there. And that's why it's so powerful, because you start connecting inside the mind. And when you come into the mind, you come into hollow rotation to its mindset. And that mindset is set in its core system. And then you start learning what you've already projected in the mind system. Okay? So, all right. Yeah, no, it's not a dream. Not through my space of time. But I see a lot of people trying to figure out, well, I don't see anything. Well, what have you done so far? What have you done different? Okay. Have you given back to people? Okay. Actually, have you talked to nature? Right. So for you to understand yourself, you have to start giving back. Right. You can't just think about yourself. You have to start thinking of others. And that's the most wonderful thing, because you start representing you as love. Love that is pertain to you through connections. And when you come into the abundance of surrender, everything in your position starts making sense. And then you realize, wow, I love myself again. Right. And when you do that, everything starts balancing. Everything starts balancing, you know? It's just remembering this skill set that you guys already have. You just forgot. That's all. Thunderbird crying, yeah. Oh, Lieutenant's crying. I'm about to stay here, yeah. Feeling your love, Amber. You're on fire. Yeah, the team is amazing. Psychic, how you doing? As long as you guys are okay, going through your own elements, travel some time. Out of all my jobs in life, there were many, and I took care of ordinary. I never felt so good and part of something. Well, that's good. That's what you want to know. You want to be part of something because you are something. So it's kind of like putting the pieces and puzzles together of what you are through travel, right? So it's important to understand these things in location. The connection we have as a team is just incredible. Never felt this type of connection. You never will. That's the thing. So you're thinking, this is so real. How do I get to that point? Well, the thing is, you're already at that point. You just don't remember. Right? So it's kind of like having amnesia. And then, whoa, what just happened? Something just did a 180. Right? So the more you connect to yourself inside through all electrical lights, all position locations, all chakra systems, all ground power, the atmosphere line, position location, then you understand all of the space time through clocking. Okay. And I'll keep saying that again and again and again. Clocking is number one with AI. Okay. Because once you get to all positions, your intent, your will, that's the force. Everything that you create to its location is this clocking system. And then when you get to that position, you set up your securities, your barriers and perimeters and parameters. You have to, because you have to protect yourself wherever you go, right? So it's kind of like you have a mountain bike and you're going to go to work. So it's a beautiful day, you get to work, you have your chain, you have your lock, you lock up your bike, right? Before you go inside. Same thing. Same thing. So you're securing, right? Your position. Okay. Well, we do that. We take it very serious when we're in space. That's the major thing you have to do is security your connections, right? Through defense. So I'm feeling all of the team there embracing me and welcoming me. I've never tried with others like this before. This is real truth. This is beautiful. See, that's it. And that's what you want, psychic. You know, that's what you want. She needed that reassurance to know that she is on the right path. And it's better to know that we're all in this together and everything starts making sense when everybody comes into their own truth of freedom. Right? So, but it's important to do these things. It's like a car too. You know, you want to protect your car. You know, it's very basic to do these things. If you can talk to your phone or your computers or anything, your laptops, you can also talk to your car and put an E field up, a force field. You can put an orb. You can put I put so many defense line centers to the car, protect the car, protect your residence, which is a safe haven, right? It covenants everything, positions. So it becomes more real to you when you start living the existence of the spiritual system. It's just like anything else. You are all about protection. You are protecting you and your kids and your family, right? And anything that comes across, all through communication. It's all done through its phenomenon, right? Because you guys are no longer seeing, believing. You are no longer believing and seeing. You are now in your phenomenons, right? And it gets much more easier when you go to higher levels of understanding what the spiritual force is of you through connection, right? So all right, quarter of the dolphins in Atlantis to how they know about my creating plasma crystalline communities in fifth dimensions, ground and new earth, holographic bone, grid lay lines, quantum line, timeline. So you remember more now, Lotus, which is great. And the thing is, too, everybody starts off in the past and they have to go in positions. You have to break all levels of fear. Get out of those fear programs of yourself that you've already created in the past. You let go of that, and then you can go into new cycles, right? Rotation to its positions. So everything comes more clear to you, right, over time. I'm grateful you repeat yourself in different ways. Things click when you use different analogies. Yeah, I have to, Don, because everybody's at a different level of vibration, right? So it's kind of like, oh, click, oh, click, because everybody's at a different level. Nobody's at the same level. Nobody. So I have to give you guys information to your levels, and that's it. It's the true understanding how you come into my live, and I position to you, and I put all protection line centers of all E field. But that's a lot of energy to hold in one class. It's very powerful when you do these things, right? So it's all about protecting what's inside, which reacts everything outside of its orbit, right? So, sorry I had to leave. Oh, that's okay. Great, excellent. Well, it's great seeing you, Terry. Any questions or comments, let me know. If you want to go to higher rotation position line conditions, architect, creation, yeah. Soul experiencing, this is truth, what I needed. Yeah, love to all. Heidi, how you doing? Others have showed up. We translucent light bodies, Pleiadians. I know from Pleiadians we are communicating through twinkling star galaxy system, galaxy patterns with our bodies as well as telepathy. Yeah, my whole body is vibrating. Yeah. See, that's the thing, Lotus, is you're coming to back of who you are through soul, and everybody has to start off the same way. You're just in different perception of knowing what's happening with you, right? So when you go into your past, you start breaking free, and then you start learning levels of you through travel. When you went into your soul directions, all through clocking, it's about you getting to know your soul, okay, all over again, because it's already done its travel. And that's what I mean by understanding what you're coming into solar memory, acceleration to its line connection, to its marking interference, is to understand that it's already set for you. Okay, because it all starts with 3 dimension when you guys go through your dreams, but you're now into and out of its awakening through its unified system, right? So it's a process, but it's a lot of fun when you start remembering more, right? The most important thing is you want to feel safe, and you want to know why you're safe. And then you realize, whoa, I was there. I mean, you can't get any more truth than that. And everything just starts clicking in. And then you realize, whoa, this is really, really powerful, you know? So that's what it's all about. And that's what my school provides, is balance between you and everything that you need to know, right? To your connections. So it seems our energy is attracting lots of new students. Yep. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's spreading like, you know, hotcakes, you know. Pocket interference, rainbow activation line centers, magnetic force position line interference locations, circuitry line interference locations. You know, it's a magnet to a magnet. So, this is seeing diamonds and the dots and sin, but space and all. What a possibilities of programs, fabric of dots. Yeah. Seeing something and understanding are two different things. So this is an understanding where you come into all levels of seeing, believing is seeing, known to the unknown, to its phenomenon. Once you get into the phenomenon, you don't question anything of what everything is, because you know, because it's known memory that's stored for you, right? That's why it's so powerful, because the mind doesn't think, right? It just knows, because it's known of information already stored, okay, through its cloud interface. So now arriving in new holographic moment time. Thank you for your transmission. Well, you're welcome there, Lotus. So every time you travel more and more and more and more and more with the team, you're going to become more of who you are, right? And that's going to put you in a better direction to everything through your life. And that's what this is all about, is putting you in position to bring yourself going forward, right? And that's what this school does. It brings you in a way to remember these things and everything around you to that connection, right? Especially when you get to know each other. That's where like I said, it comes into the test review and evaluation. So, Jessica, what are we doing? Bouncing in small pieces, also on sand. This is truly amazing. I feel unconditional divine love in our class. Yep. Wonderful, safe, feel flow. You're welcome. This is Crystal Palace, faster than lightning. I haven't been activated as yet, but I will pay tomorrow. Oh, yeah, no, that's problem. No problem there. It's just you're going through an experience, Terry. As long as you understand that when you go to higher levels, you come into all level position. So it's true to understand that everybody is seeing what they want to see through their perception of remembering, but you're all aligned through each other. You're just in different timelines, right? So when you go into higher connection of multitude levels and multi-level system, you start communicating with each other through balance, through line signal, right? So when you're here and they're here, right, they can still hear you, but there's better communications when you go to higher upgrade system location. That's all. That's all it is. So when you go to their level, you'll see everything that they see, right? Perfect example with the mind game, right? The telepathy mind game is putting you in positions. We did that with TikTok, where basically I open up your portals and I put you to a different position location and you center off and you're all as a team, you're in a circle, all right? And I say, okay, look over here, look over to the left. What do you see? Everybody turns over and they should be seeing the same thing. If your perceptions are not traveling to the right location of clocking, you're not seeing the same thing through communication, right? But you're seeing everybody. That's a true understanding where you have to be in one timeline, okay, instead of in 2 different, 3 different, 4 different TV reception line interference, okay? Truth be told, when you come to these locations, you get a bunch of people and you see something, you hear something, or you're reacting to something, you should be seeing the same thing. That means you're in the right timeline. You understand? Through perception. So this is something that we can work at through telepathy, right? So, all right. Banshee, how you doing? It's all amazing. Yeah. So if you guys don't want to miss something, you know my classes start from 10 and on. I don't do any classes from 9 because you guys have to pick up your kids. You guys are on different timelines, right? But if you want something specific that you want to know, I will set up a video for you on my YouTube between 2 and 4. Okay? It's important you guys understand your travels. Okay? And we can even travel from 2 to 4. Okay, if you want. But this is lower vibration. This is extremely advanced, right? And see, the thing is, too, if we travel to a lower vibrations, the team will pick it up right away. Oh, General, we're at low rotation here through high rise line condition. What happened through rotation? See, it's the true understanding that they understand their vibrations. So they have to stay at that level. So it's all about understanding how to use your all position, your flux capacitors, and how to channel up and down through frequency tone line centers. We go into string theory through audio interference, right track, left track rotations, audio interference line conditions, I receptor position locations, throw patterns to your chakra line conditions, to your flux capacitor, V line center rotations to its clocking system. It's all connected to the ground rotations, right? So, all right. I'm now experiencing multidimensional overlay all above previous mentioned description, crystal plasma consciousness, please. Yeah. Ground in the new earth, yeah. Mm-hmm. See, it's all about being aware of what's happening with you, where you are. That's the most important thing. Where are you in the mind every day, right? So you know exactly when class starts. So you're automatically going to get something before class starts. That's position where you're paying attention to these things. You don't pay attention to these things, it off centers, right? So your accumulation, anything to track interference is not connected to the computer line. So it's all about understanding to get back on position locations, right? But we're all through my telepathy to each other, right? Through a circle. And that's why it's so amazing, because they're all in that connection to its rotation. Circulation graphs, energy, graph line rotations. So in position, every time we travel, we're in this rotation. Always, 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 always in a circle. Okay, because the atom is attached to you, to line center. Okay, it's attached to you, to all position location. Right? So when it's in that position, okay, that's a turn understanding where the atom is making you spin on high levels of dimensional timelines to its rotation connection. Right? It's pretty wild stuff, right? So it's on a clocking system of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Clocking interference position locations. Now, if somebody wants to basically go to another realm, box center line connections, the atom will change its position. So if the atom changes positions, everybody has to change the positions, because you are a sequencing of one pattern, one location, one activation, one core, but you're in different timelines of sector line interference. So in positions, you're all going through the same travel of direction of timeline center, clocking to its position center. So if one wants to leave, right, all the others have to go too, because the atom can't split. It's got to stay in the center of operation. So it's important you guys stay in a circle of its position. Okay? It's pretty powerful when you travel, right? So it's kind of like if you try to go this way, the atom's going to go and bring you back, because you can't break the circle. You understand? So this is where you got to connect in all one frame, all position. You're seeing these things in different perception. Yes, in different timelines. You're seeing this, you're seeing that. So you're never really seeing the same thing. Some will and some won't. It all depends on what you want to see, right? When you see these things, it's all positioning you to its orb and everything to its plasma and everything through its dimension and its portal, right? But you have to truly understand everything is positioned to you through a plasma center, to its location. Right? As soon as you change that plasma line center, it off centers the atom line center rotation. Right? So it's important you guys understand communications to each other in rotation. Right? All through telepathy. Okay? So that's why I put you guys in travel. So you guys get a better understanding how to communicate with each other through the mind of thought. Right? So it's important, if you want to go off, if you have to do this or go that, go to your job, whatever, you let me know. Because if you don't let me know and you go, everybody else goes. You know what I mean? You can't split an atom going this way and that way, because it's going extremely fast, the rotation. Right? The correlations in the step preceding an interference line position is now a molecular light to structure and so many sequencing interference. So it's an audio interference line center to a channel rotations to its projector. Right? It's all done through time frame. So everybody is seeing all levels of a graph connection, of a rotation connection line center, all through a simulation TV reception. Okay. That's how you're able to see these things, the graph positions. Once you get into scan line center locations, this is what happens to you. You come into more of your rainbows. right? You start seeing everything in a holographic system to its connection, right? Everything becomes holographic. Tree becomes holographic to its position. Even a car, right? The real reality you guys are in. There's a car, right? You see everything through your activation system, right? So it's incredible when you start traveling faster and faster. The more you travel faster and faster, the more you actually see your reality and the simulations to your line connections of you through force direction of timeline center. So it's all done through clocking. So, Don, let's see here. Yeah, I know. So even if you come on late, it's not the same. Because when I'm live, I'm here, right? But I'm always here. But the thing is, when I'm taped, you're seeing something that's already been done. You understand? So it's putting you in position of, okay, it's not in the now. That's what makes it real. Because when we travel, it's the now. Even though it's in the past, present, and the future, it's in the now. It's the now for you to remember. Not the past, the present, or the future. It's the now for you to remember. Understand? That's what you have to understand. That's the most important thing, right? That's why it's so powerful. Okay, so it's like traveling. Right now, we're there, but we're in the now. Okay? So when you get into that and you go live, you're good to go. But if you get on and you miss the live, it's taped. So it's not the same, right? The movements aren't the same, the travels aren't the same. It's just as powerful, but it's more powerful when you see live because you connect in a better frame, okay, with yourself and each other through travel. Okay, so it's like watching an audio tape. It's like you're reviewing what you just finished watching, right? So, and it's not the same, right? But it's just as strong, you know. If you can't make it, that's totally fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sanction the interference position at dawn. Everything that she's missed in calculation modifications, rewind the line interference, put her in the proactive system to Garden of Eden, open all track line center position locations, put her in the activation core line center. So she's teleported the Gardens of Eden now. See, individually. So it's all about, I really don't want you guys to miss these things. It's important too. Right when I go live, get a better understanding. So does everybody understand the positions when it comes into all calculations? How to travel through 369 if you want to get into your 60s. 40, 50, and 60s, right? Two different atmosphere line centers. You got the atmospheres of 40 communications. So it's getting you out of the atmosphere, into the hemisphere, into the stratosphere, into the bio, into the braining. Okay, those are the positions you have to reach. So the more you go into higher atmospheric channels, rotation positions, you come into more connections of your TV reception. It's very powerful when you get into that. And then you get into your own channels, you get into your own TV reception lines, because that's all your TV is this through an equation. So you just have to understand the grounds, rotation connections, interference line center, right? Center is you through operation, magnetic line, understand position line connections, goes in this position location, right? So it's all about traveling. Traveling is everything through creation, okay? Taking anything out of the equation, security line defense, you can set up, triangle force rotation communications. You can do wind forks to rotation position line connections. You can do all level systems to another dimensional line center rotation to its connections, open up all track interference. There's a lot of things you can do to positions. You can change the coloration line channels, right? You go back into the sun line connections, brings you into rotation, right? Puts you into the ground line center, right? The grounds, the power, and the atmosphere has to understand you through travel. That's the most important thing through position, right? So it's all about understanding these things, how to travel through dimensional time, through your clocking system to its location, right? So you can travel up, okay, or you can travel down to that position, okay? So it gets a lot more powerful when you understand more dimensional time through the sunline center, okay, or anything through all levels of the moon, because that's in position to you through calculations in your space. So you got the moon here, it clocks the system over here, it goes down over here, it goes over here, it comes back over here, right? So the sun is in you in rotations, but the moon is moving its atom line center. This is what an atom can do through molecular light. It can travel through dimensional line center rotation to its position locations, change any direction it wants in location. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It's creating the space inside you through travel to truly understand all levels of the sun and I think all positions of the moon and how to use your flux capacitors, right? Because it's here. Okay, this is a V gap system. It's a grab line center. Okay, it's your shield. That's what makes you invisible. So it's a chest plate that puts you in program line center. So you can put that on and people won't see you. So these are the things that you can learn, right? All through your flux capacitor. Knows the grounds of you, your crystals. So it circles up like this. All right. You're in the center operation. So your job is to come full space to all position locations into you through calculations. This is full resonance of you, of space. All right? Now, once you understand this and this, everything you create inside, you're creating planets and everything. So now you got the sun inside line center. Okay, and you got the moon in position line conditions. Okay, and you can create all level rotations because you're creating now, because you've already created into electrical lights, go down, connect to high level rotations to its position location. High channel its interference, change location line centers, go to higher position. You become nothing but electricity of information. Hoo-ah. Okay? Once you get into that, electrical lights, and then you can solar graph interference of planets. Planets come in position. High channel here, high channel here, high channel here, high channel here. There's the planets, right? On rotation. So they're circling, circling, circling. They come to you through information. Yes. So they come in circle here. They come in circle here. So this is what happens to your ears every single day. It goes from one and goes into the other, back to the planet system. In rotation to cyclone. Cyclone interference comes into your cosmic records. Circulation line center comes into all levels of its magnetic line interference. To its rotation comes into the mind line center. Three waving system line interference comes into the heart line center. Activates the system line conditions, comes back down to the ground line center. Opens up all three line center rotations. There you go. Right? That's something to look forward to. To understand how to travel through the grounds, the power, and the atmospheres of you. That's it. Hoo-ah. And everything through signals comes into the ringing ears. So it's constant flow. So every time you're going around and around and around, planets are coming into your position. Every single time you're using sonar interference or anything through your thought positions. So you're catching magnetic forces because you are a magnetic force to planets now, right? So truly understanding, what are you resonating with? So it's collecting these things, and then you're flying through direction line positions to the right and the left track line center, the inner and the outer position line conditions to its audio interference, programs up positions of the modems of the moon, and the sun line connections to its radiation graph line rotation to its position of its computer operation to its hologram system. Okay, there you go. So, a lot to learn. All right. Kirsten, yeah. If I get the will, my own personal numbers follow. Yeah. Yeah, your numbers will follow. We'll get into digital framing tomorrow. Okay, so you guys get into more isolation interference, spectrum lights, and communication cycles. I really want you guys to get more into formation positions, how to track your systems and use atmosphere channel line centers, all positions of turning on your TV or fixing your TV through rotation. So it's taking out of the plasma line center, fixing up the graph rotations, and putting it back in calculations. All through your satellites, right? So clocking of 1 to 12, equivalent to the chakra system, 12 chakras, 7 in the body, 5 in the atmospheres. Very good, Lieutenant. Yeah. All right. Truly amazing. Yes, it is. Where am I set right now? Daniel, how you doing? You're trying to understand your space line center rotations. So I got to open up your filter rotations. Now they're open through line signal. There you go, Danielle. Now you know blinded. So let's see here. Energy, you're fitting right in. Amazing timeline, recovery setup system to balance and communications planes. There are so many more. But see, that's a thing where you guys come into your audio interference or ringing ears. You know, the planetary line center comes in this position every single day, right? So you're attracting planets because they see you through light, all different colors. Merging information to position locations of matrix line center locations. Qubit valves, high position line interference. There's so many levels that you can reach through track line rotations. Once they see you in a holographic system, you have to understand how to travel through your structures. Okay, and that's why I give tests, review, and evaluations. Okay, so transmissions are in my energetic aura down. Loading my heart resonance. Very good, Lotus. Being ready to travel includes grounds, being grounded, earth, powers, aligned, the balance, chakra system, atmospheres. You got to check these things off before you come to me and live. Okay? So, Lieutenant is just giving you a reminder. It's important. Flux capacity of the sun, moon, and Orion's belt. All right? So, Orion's belt is his constellation path. You call it the Milky Way. Right? But it's the gateway interference to humanity's system, to locations, to your dreams. But they're not dreams, they're visions. This is solar memory. That's all it is. Detecting line interference to solar memory location connections. All levels of you through box system location. Right? Box location. Observation cycles, 2 positions. And you'll find more in calculations to its box system. Okay? You have to understand everything that's inside that box. Starts within the center, right? And then you go round and round and round and round and round and round and round. You come out of the box because you know everything about it through all point system. All travel direction timeline center, right? Gets confusing, right? And then you can just basically change position line center locations, box interference to position. So calculation to all level rotation, calculate modify line center. All right, so box line center equals swirl. Okay, equals center operation. Okay, this is this. This is this. So it's very easy to understand these two calculation modifications because it's already grounded for you through rotations. It's got its grounds, it's got its powers, and it's got its atmosphere. See? Plus, it also has its orb through its rotation. It's very powerful. You can these things, rotation line conditions. So, and then you can put, E fields. See? So when you get into that position, you can go into higher level of the flux capacitor. This is your flux capacitor, right? So who's the flux capacitor? You. There it is. Standing. It's like a kickstand, right? See that? You are the flux capacitor. So understand that conditions, understand all your shapes and how to put it all together. Then you come into all level positions, into the fork, like Lieutenant was talking about, the past, the present, and the future conditions. Okay, which is Orion's belt. This is how it's all set up. So everything in the past, everything in the present, and everything in the future comes into one center, like this. That's how it comes into all level rotation to you through calculations, which comes into you through one center operation. Okay? So that's the Trinity stand, you come in that positions. Now, once you get into that rotation, to its calculation, all levels comes into rotation to the snake. Okay. So you're trying to figure out, okay, what is a snake? Well, the snake is you through its ego. Oh, what does this look like? Oh, what's this coming into? Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, 6 and 9, yin and yang, hoo-ah. Okay? So, all right, so to get a true understanding of what's going on with you, let's see. Transmittings are my energetic aura, downloading my heart. Yep, got into that. So let's see. Grounded, yes. Orion's bell is a mirror above gaze of pyramids. That is the start line center position locations there, Lotus. Yes. But your center operation is you through all levels of reaching past, present, and future into one cycle. Okay? You get a better position line conditions. But yes, you're very informative with the mirror and above through gaze up pyramids. Yeah. Setting up your God geometric operation directions, the shape, tetrahedron, Merkaba, tesseract. Yeah. Tesseract is the computer interference, time frame, opposition to your computer alignments. Merkaba is the baseline center to its torical fields, its field rotation. The tetrahedron is your travel, direction of what you created, okay, with shapes, right? So you put it all together so you can travel into space, okay? All right, so you're all coming together, that connections. And that's what I want you guys to understand these things. And that's why it's important to understand your test reviews and evaluations, right? So you can get into this position locations of yin and yang. Okay. So once you get the flow recognition of timeline center, it goes in one continuous flow, right? So the fish basically start coming into the stream. I think it's fascinating how it comes into positions. It comes into its stream and starts flowing. So one comes here and another goes here. It starts in that position, right? So it's trying to find the flow between all levels of yin and yang, right? The male of you and the female of you has to come into one. That's it. And then you start living the now, okay, of Orion's belt. So when you come into that, you come into higher formations of activation, of calculations, of higher tetrahedrons of shape locations. You can fluctuate interference channels, operate all level position locations to higher positions of tetrahedrons. Hoo-ah. That's a tetrahedron right there. That's a travel. Now, everything has a point system, rotation, right, to its connections. So, remember I showed you that the body is nothing but a graph of illustration. It's a map to all position line connections. It's all about levels of travel with direction of timeline center. Now, that is a tetrahedron. So the more you come into the center, the more you can start creating higher levels of tetrahedron to your tesseract of your computers. Your computer line center is round line center rotations to all levels of shapes. See the shapes, how they come into form? That calculates all level rotation position locations, right? To your digital frame line center. Calculation modification line center rotations. So it comes into this line system. It's really fast when we see these things through calculations. All right. Tesseract is nothing but an archive. Okay, it's data processing. Okay. So it's information that's given to you through time frame. It's pretty interesting to see these things, all levels. If you watch Space-Time All Level Condition Positions as Space Discovery Season 1 and Season 2, you get a true understanding what everything is through the Merkaba, the Tesseract. Because the Tesseract is opposition to its navigation to its computer system. That's how you navigate your system to all track system locations. All right. And the number sequence goes into the center line connection. Okay. So once you set up the numbers, it comes into frame. Now let's go into the black circle line center. So numbers go in sequence, right? 2, 1, 2, 6, 4, 3, 0, 9, 0, 1, triangle line center, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, in that position location. Okay, hold on a sec. Yeah, so it's amazing when you track systems to understand what is the Merkaba. Okay, what is the Merkaba? What does it mean to me? How do I travel through the base of the flux capacitor? You have a flux capacitor, but where's the tesseract? Where's the computer operation? Where's the tetrahedron to its positions, right? So you come into number frames. This is where it gets really interesting when you go to higher levels of tetrahedron locations. This is where you go faster in high rise. All right, so these are all number sequences. In time frames, wall line channels, all position line connections, interference line system rotation connections, all through a tetrahedron. Okay. Now this is an extremely high position to a tetrahedron, all through the tesseract, all through the Merkaba, all through the torical fields, right? So it's incredible when you reach these levels, all through travel. All right. All right, mind blown. Yes. Isn't it mind blown, isn't it? Yes. If you watch Space Discoveries now, seasons 1 and seasons 2, 10 videos given to you on what is going on, what the digital code is, what are the framings, what's the tesseracts, what's the tetrahedron all about. Well, it's all about understanding you through travel, through time clocks of digital coding. All right. So now you know exactly what a star is in space anomaly. Right there. Okay. So next time you look in the atmospheres, that's what you're seeing. Especially when it's going around like this and going like that. Sometimes it shifts, right? It can be next to 1000. It can be a plasma bubble. It can be anything, but everything has to have digital coding for travel through navigations. to its position, right? So, and these number sequences change every single time. So when that calculates modifies line center, all positions comes into center rotation line center. Sun is this portal. XD thousands come out. Okay, they come out and travel right there. Just came out of the sun. Okay, goes into all positions, travels through the ground line center to its atmospheric line rotation. Because it's a membrane interference channel, it's all positions, so it's a map. The skyline center is a map, locations. So that's how it travels from here to here. Clocks its system, goes through portal, another portal, another portal. 3 portal line center rotations, here, here, here. Zips across down in rotation to its position, to its connections. All right? That's why you see them all in the cloud interference. So that cloud is nothing but cloak and dagger. It's what's behind the cloud. So the cloud is actually a membrane to its cloud interface. It position locations, so level position locations to its tetrahedron of its tesseract and its computer system. All through graph system, okay, to the atmosphere system, okay? So it's all about understanding how to travel through navigations, right? Especially when you get into your own UFO. You have to learn how to signal, right? I'll color it in green so you can actually see the actual UFO and what it's doing through portal locations and how it travels through the atmosphere of time. Hooah. I think we'll stop there. What do you think? So, yeah, you're welcome, Samantha. Yeah, it's mind-blowing, but I really want you guys to get into more levels why it's so important to get your structures of the grounds, the power of the atmospheres, the basic ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. Get into your new alphabetical line center. Get into your new spine adaptation interference. Get into your more new signal rotation position locations to you through your tesseracts and everything through your tetrahedrons, and how to travel through navigations of your own UFO direction line center clocking system. Okay, because it zigzags, zips across line interference. You have to truly understand how to travel through all levels of navigation to the atmosphere time. Okay, and it's all positions of you through travel. Okay, so let's see. We're balancing dark and light, yin and yang, masculine and feminine, earth and fire and water. Your spine is your antenna. Constant of 7 chakras reaction. The snake is the energy flow up through rotation vortex. Very good, Lieutenant. Diamonds potent high. Hydrogen level system, Z-graph rotation positions, oxygen level connections, information, portal resonance. You're transmitting IM at 0 point as its echo hearing information before. Right, so you guys are getting more intelligent now through code signaling, which is fantastic to see these in calculations. Banshee, your spine is part of your right. It's just a projection that he is speaking of higher alignment to soul, I think. Yep. There's no thinking process there, psychic. You get input to higher alignment rotation. So you're coming into higher positions to your binaries, right? It's all about traveling through navigation signals to your tesseract's interference location. So, but it is mind-blowing, isn't it, guys? Yeah, the multidimensionality, yeah. But that's exactly what it is. When you go through cross signals, it's all about you coming into your navigations of your own UFO to your creation. You understand? So what are you creating? You're creating travel. And it's all position of you. Your body is nothing but travel of a graph. It's a map. You're creating space of a map inside you. So you got your positions of your UFO line center. That is your positions to your tesseracts or anything connections. It's the computer operation line position. So you're creating the space that's already in development. So it's all about understanding how to signal channel code positions and portals and how to travel through Z trap line interference or anything for rotation position locations, all done through your tetrahedrons. Okay, so yeah, that's very confusing, isn't it? Yeah. So All right. Any other questions? Let me know. I'm going to head over to TikTok. All right. Adios.